this damage, gotta heal this damage. Oh,
Hey Chronicle Nation, welcome back to chapter 10. Today I want to talk to you guys about down times. I'm talking about those times when we inevitably feel less than ourselves. We feel useless or worthless. We're feeling sad. We feel like life has passed us by. And maybe due to people and situations or things that have gone on in our lives, we're left wondering, what do I do next? I want to remind you that we have to really set really strong boundaries in life. And the reason why that's important, and I want to use an analogy of a house, you have to understand that we all are houses. You as a human being are a house. You have everything you need within that house. The world and the external circumstances represent people, anger, negative words, negative thoughts, anything that happens outside of you. Those are the externals that exist outside of our house. Now, all of us, because of how we were raised and our upbringings, have houses that are left with leaky, faulty windows and doors because of the things that have happened to us in life. And because of that, the external things tend to penetrate and invade our house, and they do damage. And it's important for you and I, if we are to get beyond the negatives and the down times in life, we have to get beyond letting the external things outside of our house impact us so much that we lose faith in who we are. See, Chronicle Nation, we have to erect strong boundaries, because it's important what we let get inside of our house. The world is this great and powerful force. And in this world, right here on YouTube, there are negative voices, there are negative opinions, there are negative thoughts, there are negative deeds. There are people that, if you would let them penetrate your house, will do damage to your house like what you never could conceive. But I want to talk to you about fault versus responsibility. Sometimes it's not your fault what happens to you, but it's your responsibility to overcome it. And sometimes we are not at fault for things that penetrate our house. Sometimes a little kid is abused. Sometimes a wife is cheated on or abused. And those things from a person that loved them penetrates their house and does damage. And while they're not at fault for what happened, they are, and you are, and I am responsible to overcome them. Because see, here's the thing, Chronicle Nation, nobody's going to do it for us. We must overcome things in our lives for ourselves. So I'll encourage you in your down times, remember that it's your house. So we have to take responsibility for it. Because see, your house is your house. You're responsible for what happens to it. You're responsible for what happens in it. That's nobody's responsibility but yours. And you have to own that. Because if you don't, the world and life and opinions and negativity will wreak havoc upon your house. So much so that you won't believe in who you are. So much so that there are people that can't even get out of bed because they don't believe in who they are, or they feel so damaged by what happens outside of the house, when really the homeowner, you and me, determines what happens, or should determine what happens. So Chronicle Nation, we have to make a commitment this year to determine what we let inside of our house. And I want to read you a scripture in Mark 3:27. This is Jesus telling the people exactly what I'm saying. He says, and if Satan opposes himself and is divided, he cannot stand. His end has come. In fact, no one can enter a strong man's house without first tying him up. Then he can plunder the strong man's house. What Jesus is saying is that nobody can do anything to you and me without first subduing us. How do they do that? With negative words, with negative opinions that we let inside of our house to plunder us, to cause us to doubt ourselves, to cause us not to believe? What have you allowed inside of your house come in and wreak havoc upon you? Remember, you are responsible for what gets in. You are responsible for what happens to your house. And you have to make a commitment to not let anything that would tear you down or weaken you. So I want you to make a commitment this year to determine what negative forces impact your life. I want you to make a commitment this year to take back the keys of your house and own your house and own your journey. I want you to make a commitment this year to repair the damaged windows and the damaged doors and the leaky places that the negative forces enter your house and have wreaked havoc upon you. I want you to make that commitment this year, because here's the thing, Chronicle Nation, it's up to you. Because sadly, no one else will do it for you. No one else will do it for you, because while many may be at fault, you are responsible. God bless you, Chronicle Nation. Please like and subscribe our channel. Please support us. Please let us know that you like the things that we're sharing. Click that subscribe button and click that notification button in the corner so you can get more video content right as we post them. We thank you. We love you. God bless you. Talk to you soon.